Hey guys, on tonight's episode of Pogger Dog, Cram the Horse, Actuality, and Sawclops and I did a stream in which we discussed turning 21 and the culture behind drinking. We talked about Christmas, holiday traditions, trains, and some interesting stories regarding trains involving a Nigerian soccer team. We also slandered the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Disney movies as a whole. And honestly, yeah, just check out the chapters below if you want to find anything specific. But I hope you enjoy the episode.
Welcome to Pog or Dog with your host, Just Russ. Joining him tonight, we have Cram the Horse, Sawclops, and Actuality.
And welcome back to episode 31 of the podcast. Oh my fucking god. We are 21 away from a full year. As you can see, Actuality already whipped out this. Is it lit? I didn't see any smoke come out. Oh, okay, it's lit. I was gonna say, what the heck?
It's massive.
Celebratory episode 31.
Yes.
That's a milestone.
It definitely is a stone for sure. Anyway, how have you guys been? I don't know if you know how I've been, but I actually had COVID this last month. And I still kind of cough a little bit like a fucking loser. So I don't know how you guys are doing, but that's how I'm doing.
Respect. Yeah, I've dodged COVID once again. I've kind of interacted with I want to say at least 30 or 4 people who have had it. I slept in the same bed as my girlfriend who had it. Spent some time with my nieces coughing.
Oh, no need to brag.
Yeah, that definitely was a humble brag.
I definitely fuck a lot of chicks.
But yeah, a lot of supermodels are getting COVID, so I will have to be careful.
Anyways,
that's fair.
Let's see. I hit my random sub goal, so Cram actually has to come visit me, which is we'll figure out when that happens. I did officially buy a ticket to where am I going? Pittsburgh? So if you guys want to squat up at Hershey's, I'm down.
Come on to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I got a friend out there.
If you're going to Pittsburgh, you can't go to Hershey. Pittsburgh, it's like 3 hours from Hershey or 4 hours from Hershey.
I mean, I'll do it for you, man. I do want to go to Philly though. So hopefully we can squat up or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't know why. That's famous last words are "I'm going to Pennsylvania." You're done. You're done.
Yeah, because you end up liking it so much you stay, or
no, you hit a pothole and you die. That's tragic.
When you're crossing alleyways, tread carefully.
Is it really
you
that
end
bad?
Up like Hitchcock. Very true.
Is it really that bad? Okay, real talk. I was setting up a trip, and I'm gonna do this. End of August, I'm going to DC and New York, and we were thinking about maybe taking a train to Boston for a day or two. And I don't know. I was I feel like you can't experience Boston in a day. So I was just I'd rather just have an extra day in DC or New York, since I'll be there a majority of the time anyway. How much time do you think you need to experience Boston?
I mean, you could do a lot in a day, but the problem is that with how COVID has kind of permanently shaped, at least for the foreseeable future, I guess, maybe not permanently, but for the foreseeable future, how it shaped how ticketing and limits work. If you wanted to do something corny, like go to the aquarium or something like that, you'd have better luck spending a couple days. But if you just want to hit bars or eat, it has the best food ever.
Well, that's what I want to do. Yeah, I want to go to bars. Is it cringe to go to the Cheers bar? I'm assuming that's cringe.
Nah, it's not cringe. You can do that. Everyone's gonna laugh at you, but you can do it.
Okay, so see, this is what I mean. I come in constantly with Sawclops. I put my heart in my hand. I ask him a genuine question or share a genuine opinion, and then he's just like, "Oh no, you're fine," and then immediately shits on me for it. Example: in the warm up, while we're counting down to this podcast, I'm just casually saying, I feel like Marvel movies have gone downhill a little bit in the most recent come ups, and he's like, "Justin, sure, dog shit can get worse, but it was already dog shit to begin with." And I was like, I actually like some of the Marvel movies early on, I was a Marvel enjoyer. I still kind of am. But why do you gotta make me feel bad all the time, Cyclops? Talk to me about that. Why do you feel the need to punch me and make me feel small to make yourself feel bigger?
It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about Marvel, dude. It's my incessant hate of Marvel, the Marvel franchises, right? And yeah, no, it's the type of thing where I just thought it was understood by now that they're bad. I thought everyone kind of knew that. I didn't think I was like a contrarian for saying Marvel's bad because most people, even Marvel fans, are like, these movies kind of suck now, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a direction they could go where they can revive it and fix it. But I think they're trying to just capitalize too much money off little kids. I think they're gearing everything to kids now.
I think it's insane that you think a company would ever manipulate a fan base.
Well, okay.
I think.
Also, you're saying it's just about Marvel movies. You just made me feel bad for wanting to go to the Cheers bar.
No, Cheers bar is actually good, but you showed your insecurity with it, so I just capitalized on that.
All right.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Weed out your weaknesses.
It's further, but hey, guys, I'm here to have fun. I'm here to pretend
It's best.
and have fun.
It's best that we're the ones that attack you and thicken your skin than if you go out in the wild and experience it. You know.
That
way
I'm
you're
sure
ready
the
in
moment I
Boston.
walk
You're
into
ready for
Cheers
the
bar,
big city.
the moment I walk into
cheering
Cheers
you
bar,
up.
they're gonna be like, "Wow, you fucking cringe piece of shit, go in there." While they're all sitting inside of it. While they're all sitting inside of it, they're like, "God
The Cheers
damn,
bar is
bitch."
actually just an empty warehouse inside with one guy with a Boston accent. He just says, "The fuck you doing here?" Okay. I don't know why I did a New York accent.
Yeah.
The most
He's
gatekeeping.
I can't do a Boston accent.
Nah, he moved from New York recently.
Yeah, he's a transplant.
He's
He bought
transferred
the
from New York.
Cheers bar. He bought the Cheers bar, and he gutted it.
He got it. He put Yankees flags up.
Oh, so what do you actually want to do in PA though? Are you actually going to the Hershey?
I probably will be making a trip out there. I don't really know how, like, is it like other states on the East Coast where like the train system's hella sick? Can I take like a train from like Pittsburgh to Pennsylvania or to Philly?
No, you cannot take a train from Pittsburgh to Philly.
Yo, Massachusetts has good trains, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
you're not gonna
DC, New York. I thought like Pennsylvania was technically considered tri-state. I thought I had good transportation.
If you want to go from Philly to DC or Philly to New York City, you're gonna have to train. But I don't. I mean, I could be wrong. Don't take this with a grain of salt. But it's a 5-hour distance between Philly and Pittsburgh driving. So I don't know. I don't know how the train infrastructure is between the two.
Yeah,
But it's not like
I'd
New
imagine
York
a
to
train
Philly
would
or
be sucky,
like
then.
Philly to DC, where you have like an Amtrak that just runs like all the time.
Why do they
I
even
don't
still
think
have
that's
trains?
Dude, in other
Trains are
countries,
pretty
trains
sick.
are sick, man.
Yeah, because they don't have anything else.
Yeah.
What about those
Yeah,
like
you
trains
guys
that run
wanna-
like 200 miles an hour or something? I think that's sick.
Like a bullet train?
Yeah, like I think it's like Japan, right? It has like the fastest train in the world.
No, without trains, we wouldn't have train ride murder mysteries. And then what would we do with our time? What would I do with my time if I wasn't solving, sleuthing out mysteries on trains?
We also wouldn't have like any action movie third act where there's like a heist on a train and they're fighting on top of it.
And they're on the roof.
Yeah,
And what would your 6th grade history teacher be obsessed with if there wasn't trains?
That's true.
Correct.
You know, there's always one person you know who's just like weirdly obsessed with trains.
Were you guys into trains as a kid? Like, be honest though.
I loved Thomas the Train. I loved it.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Trains went so hard back in the day.
Yeah, I fuck with
Dude,
trains
something
to
about
this day.
the mechanism just hits a kid right in the face.
Are you
It's
guys
just
a
so
believer that like Christmas trees need to have a train going around it in a circle?
I wish I had that. I don't think I've ever had that though.
That's
Really?
some cartoon shit. Yeah, that'd be cool to have.
I mean, probably if I asked for one, I probably would have gotten one. But I've never.
Pretty much growing up, like every year we had a train around the Christmas tree. I mean, I probably was the one that made it, but I just feel like it's important. I don't
wanting
know.
a Christmas tree. I want a train tree with a Christmas tree going around it. That's what I want. I want to focus to be on the train.
Big
You know
train.
what I'm
A
saying?
train tree
Big train.
with a Christmas.
I want a
note.
big train
How does
with
that
Christmas
make
going
sense?
around it. Same way that putting a fucking tree in your living room and putting a train around it makes sense. If you just do it long enough, people are like, "Oh, it's tradition." No, this is tradition.
But how do you make a Christmas tree go around a train?
That's not my look. I'm not the engineer
Justin,
here. All right? I'm
What
just
don't you
the
get?
idea guy.
What don't you get? What don't you get? Jesus was born. You put up the tree. What? What don't you understand?
Not a
Someone
rabbit
explain it
comes
to
and
me.
hides
God.
eggs.
Dude, I had
Very
my
confusing to
stepmom
me.
hated Christmas, but
Really?
loved God. She
Why?
hated like the
I'm just
Christmas,
sick of him being born.
Zachary
Give me-
is
Give
trying
me
to-
adult Jesus.
the
he's
like
trying to steer us into
She hates-
gingerbread
she hates
territory.
the
Don't fall
capitalist
for it. Don't take
Christmas
the bait,
type
guys.
thing.
Capitalist Christmas.
You
Yeah,
take the
honestly,
bait.
I think Jesus' like carpenter arc is kind of underrated.
Yeah, it is
That's
kind
kind
of
of
like
a
Zero to Hero Hercules style.
Yeah, we need more of that. Well,
What?
we
Who
need
was
the
his
lost
Danny
years, the
DeVito?
lost tapes. Jesus, the lost
Zachary
tapes.
has a question. Do you guys have any other Christmas traditions?
No,
Jesus
he's just
Christ, I
trying
can't
to
pronounce
steer-
things.
He's literally trying to steer the conversation to gingerbread because it's all
Yes,
he
he is.
knows.
Oh, really?
The only-
Oh, I mean,
Only accomplishments in his entire sad life were that he built some.
I
Pretty
mean,
cool
you know how I
gingerbreads.
said I don't really know him that well in the warm up, and you guys were like,
Yeah.
you don't know Zachary, and then here you guys go like
Hey, he's
dropping off
famous.
that he's a gingerbread enjoyer.
Because we know him. It's because we know
Well,
him.
that's what I
okay?
was
And we're
saying.
able
I
to
said
head
I don't
yourself
know
at the
him that
pass.
well.
I bet you he doesn't
He's
even
only
have
been to your
exclamation
podcast
gingerbread
like 10
here.
times. There's
Wait,
no
who are we even
gingerbread
talking
gingerbread.
about?
We're talking
Oh,
about
man, this is
Zachary
shameful.
TV.
Who the fuck
No
is that?
comment.
Oh God, here we go.
All right.
Okay,
Some
but traditions
tall guy.
wise, I mean, other than like stockings, I guess not really much. One thing I don't know if it's tradition is that we would all get up like disgustingly early. Like I'm talking like 4 a.m., 3 a.m. and just like sit there looking at the tree. And
What?
just fucking just sitting there. Like cause it's too early to open the presents. It's too early.
You're like a fiend. You would just be staring at it like
We just be chilling
foaming
there,
at the
or, like,
mouth.
yeah, we just fucking like a dog waiting for its order to like eat.
How do I mute Cram? Okay. Here's the thing. As far as Christmas traditions, I think the only one that I think is like super cool is my cousin. They open pajamas on Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day they wear those pajamas all day and don't leave the house. As someone who has had a divorced family, I had to go to multiple Christmases, sometimes in one day. And I thought the
How
fact
poor
that
are you?
I thought the fact that you could just wear pajamas all day is sick.
Guys, he has two families that love him very much. Everyone,
That
drop
is
the despair in the
wow.
chat.
I like how you're making me feel bad more than I
Listen.
already do.
Listen.
Look, just
I was always
because-
jealous of the
look,
divorce Christmas.
Just because you know you got a divorced Christmas doesn't mean you go and you aggrandize the Jim Jones Christmas, all right? Wearing pajamas all day is not all it's cut out to be. All right?
No, dude, that
It's-
sounds amazing.
That's
You-
the first step.
Dude,
that's
that's
the first
literally
step
been
to
the last
Jared
like
Leto
3
cult.
years of my COVID life.
true,
What do you
it's
mean?
true.
Wearing
It's the first
pajamas,
step
Where's the
to
pajamas?
wearing
I've never seen you
pajamas
wear
morning till
pajamas
night.
once.
Dude,
You've
you have
worn that same polo shirt 12 times.
You
I
have
don't
no
wanna hear it.
idea what I wear. Okay, when I'm on
Same
stream,
shirt.
I
Love
sometimes
you.
put on
You
a
dress-
hoodie, or
You
sometimes I
dress
put
like
on a
you're
shirt.
You're going out golfing after church.
Oh my
That's what you
god,
dress like.
dude, come on!
Soclops dresses like he's playing Keno in a bar in Croatia.
You guys have no idea the amount of rags I wear when I'm not on stream.
I'm
I just get
cosplaying as a
all-
more straight worm boy right now.
I get all weird on stream, guys. You know, people are watching. You got to dress up a little bit. Soclops, tell me you at least dress up a little bit for stream, or do you really just go live with whatever?
Nah, I just
Oh,
kind
he
of.
picks out his wardrobe. He picks it
Nah,
out.
nah.
He stands
There's
in
no way.
front of the
Okay, I don't pick
mirror,
out
he,
my
like,
wardrobe. I'm just saying like a little bit. Like you dress up a little bit. Or you
Yeah, so I
throw a
have the
hoodie
standing
on
mirror.
top.
No way.
I have the standing mirror, and I usually cycle through a few different things. You know, I usually take a few pictures, go online, go to some forums, and say, guys, what do you think is a good look? Does this hoodie go with these pants or not?
You
They
have
may
to get
not see the
some
pants, but
readers
what if I
back.
what if I stand up? What if I stand up and they see the pants and they don't match?
Have you guys seen V for
That's why I'm late
Vendetta?
every day to start the stream.
Any V for Vendetta enjoyers? No.
I have seen
I don't
bits
even know
of it,
what
but
that
I
is.
haven't seen the whole thing.
So like there's the broadcaster, you know, the news broadcaster villain, right? At the very beginning. He's in his standing shower watching himself, like watching the replay of his last broadcast. This is how I imagine Soclops prepares for his
Really?
streams. He stands in his standing shower with his previous stream playing, and he like hears a joke he made, and he's like, "Ah, good fucking joke, good fucking joke."
I don't want to.
Where,
touching
where
too
are the
far,
L-
it's too
where are the
accurate.
LOs in the chat? Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I actually,
that's what
I
can
actually
see.
don't want to take the attention away from Cyclops, but I do have to admit, because it was too spot on. That's exactly what I do. I will post the
That's what you
YouTube.
do?
I will post the YouTube video of the podcast, and while I'm showering, I do just like listen to it to make sure that I am decently like. I don't do it
Alright,
anymore, but I don't do it
I would
anymore.
just
But
like to
early
say-
on, I would like listen to it to make sure I was doing it right.
Get the straight jacket.
Nowadays, not so much
Exactly.
anymore. But
I would
for
just like to
sure.
say to Just Russ from the future, I hope you're having a nice shower, buddy.
No,
I hope
I
you're
don't do.
having a-
I haven't done
I
it
hope
the
you're
last
having a-
like month and a half.
Make sure
but
you wash real
definitely
good.
early
Get behind
on
the ears.
for sure.
Get behind
And-
the ears.
Dude, I would listen to it on my drive to work, like on my commute. No, dude, it's bad.
Conditioner doesn't go on the roots. You just
Turn
use
left
it on
Exactly.
right
The
now.
worst time was one time I was sitting bored as shit in my cubicle at work, and I'm just listening to my podcast, and someone just over my shoulder is like, "Are you watching your own video?" And I'm like, "No."
I'm not. I would never
Why
do
would
that.
I
He's
do
psychotic.
that? That's just a guy who looks like me.
It sounds like me.
Looks like me, sounds like
Zach,
me, and has my
Zachary
exact same name.
TV saying we need to keep this to ourselves because he's just jealous because he's too tall. He can't actually stand in a normal shower.
Oh,
He actually has to go down to the local canal, and that's how he
Wait, is he actually tall?
He has to get into the local. Dude, he's like 7'12", dude. He's
No,
fucking
he's
8
not.
feet.
Shut the fuck up.
He's fucking 8
No,
feet.
he's
What?
no,
That
he's
is-
not.
He's
Zachary,
tall, dude. He's like
I want you
he's
to
like
look, glance at your Canadian license, wipe the maple syrup off of it, and tell me how tall it says you are, and be honest.
you think he has the gumption to get a driver's license?
That's true.
Look, he's the Manitoba Mantis. Just remember that name. There's gonna be a Netflix special in a few years. You guys
He
are
would
gonna
need a
know
modified car with a hole
been-
cut in the top of it.
I've been
He
hunting
just
him
takes,
for
like 3
years.
strides to get wherever he needs.
Manitoba Mantis. Now, I always
Manitoba
pictured Zachary as being like 5'7" for some reason.
No, he's taller than all of us combined.
I always pictured Zachary to be from like
He's like
between
Siren
5'6" to like 6'8". You know, it's just anywhere in that range.
I don't know if
That's
I'm
fair.
crazy, but I don't think I've ever met a Zachary who's short. Every Zachary, you know Zacks who are short sometimes, but a full Zachary, I feel like they're always fucking tall as shit.
I can't even remember
A
a full
full
Zachary
Zachary.
that I've met because I'm pretty sure
I-
Zacks
I
and
am a
Zachary are the
full-
same people.
Yeah, I am a full Zachary.
Do you
too.
go by Zachary or do you go by Zach?
I go by many things.
See,
How
that's
tall
the
are you
thing.
canonically? What's your canonical height, Cyclops?
When your girlfriend,
something
no,
we
I'm just
can-
kidding. we just bring
We're-
up
we're
some
gonna keep
random
this-
topic.
Yeah, we're,
What do
we're
your
we're gonna keep
parents
that
call you?
secret.
Do they call you Zachary or Zach? That's the question.
Ooh. They don't call me much of anything anymore after I got my hands on it.
Okay.
Once the V-Buck stopped flowing, it was over for me.
Fuck, man. No, seriously.
Jesus
What are you
Christ.
known in more common ways?
No, everyone. Zachary's cringe, dude. No one gets called Zachary.
Yeah, but I'm saying
That's-
the tall
that's what-
Zacharys do get called Zachary.
Nobody
They're
goes by
tall and
Zachary. That's
lanky,
a-
dude.
That's a myth, dude. That's like
No,
like
I know people that go by Zachary, and you call them Zach, and they're like, "Yeah, I like
Bigfoot,
Zachary more," you know.
Zachary.
Sometimes.
that
Hey, man.
Zachary is too proper. It like doesn't roll off the. I actually hate that name.
At the end of the day,
I
you're a
hate-
Zach, man. It's okay.
Yeah,
But are you tall
Yeah,
and
I am.
lanky? You're not. It's okay.
I'm tall and fat.
If you were tall and lanky, though, you'd be a Zachary for sure.
Okay.
And that is true.
I think this is the least substance argument I've ever heard.
Yeah, we're
Like
just saying a
nothing.
Yeah,
lot
we're-
and going.
we're
nowhere.
definitely
There's
just, like,
nothing here.
Extrapolating something so far that it's okay. What is
Yeah,
this
you're-
logic? To be fair, Zachary, do you go by Zachary or Zach? That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, because no one can not prove, what the hell am I saying? Because there's no counterpoint to my argument, it therefore is fact.
True, you got us.
We're gonna have
Next.
to time out Zachary for making
seventh
my
grade.
argument seem bad here. I do not like that.
You cannot stand up to Just Russ. He is a tyrant.
There we go.
He is a dictator.
Anyway, pivoting to a different topic. Okay. So one thing I am genuinely curious of is like if you guys I wonder what answer's gonna be, But like when it comes to traveling, is there anywhere you guys specifically want to go? Because I'm starting to like get trips set up, thinking about where I want to go next year, and I'm trying to think of like places. And you know, of course, on everything, you should look to your elders for guidance. And you know, you guys would be the elders.
I have a super cringe
sure.
answer.
Cram, I don't know. I don't know if I want to hear your answer.
No, it's definitely safe.
Who wants to go to Nippon?
Where do you want to go?
Kinda no, but I do kind of want to go to South Korea, only because everyone in that nation gets 9 ping in League of Legends, and I'm kind of curious how that would feel.
9 ping, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Korean servers are like considered legendary in terms of.
You're gonna feed either way. We all know.
Oh no, I'm gonna hard in. I'm just saying, like, just moving around, doing some like.
Yeah,
crazy,
it's gonna feel so good
stuff.
to int though.
It's like, oh, I just can't wait to die 20 times.
Crispy int. Now you die the first frame it actually happens on server side. That's pretty sick. Yeah, if I was to travel, first of all, I need money, so make sure to drop a Prime subscription over at twitch.tv/Soclops. But
wow, I literally did before stream too.
If I was to travel, an easy answer would be like, I mean, people want to go to like people want to go to different areas of Europe. I'd probably agree though. I'd probably say like still gonna go anywhere though. I'd probably be like Germany or like Italy. I feel like that's kind of lit.
I don't get that. Why though? What do you even get there?
Well, Italy is just like the most fire food ever, right?
Okay, food.
I've heard a lot of people who go to Italy say the food isn't as good as they expect it to be.
That's cap. Come on.
Have you been though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, send me the places.
I've never been.
Wait.
I've never been.
Okay, come on.
I've never left the country, dude.
That is the argument. I've heard that it's actually way healthier than the American Italian food.
Wait. The French Canadian has never been to Canada. Is that what I just heard?
I've never been, unfortunately.
But you're French Canadian? You're Quebecois?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Oh my god.
The pieces are just latching together in my head right now.
I've never been to Canada.
I was calling Venom in my most recent fucking stream a Quebecois, and he got so pissed off. He's like, no, I'm from New Brunswick. I'm from the right side of Canada. It's not the same thing. And I'm like, you speak French. You live in Canada. It's the same shit. It's the same shit, man.
They're all the same. They're all animals.
So why are you specifically interested to see what the answer was about this trend?
Wait, say that again? You kind of cut out.
Why were you specifically interested? It's what I would say.
I'm curious because I think what you said was your peak in life. And I remember this. It was a great story. You said it was in the Bayou, Louisiana.
No, it was Mississippi.
No, it's Mississippi?
It was the pool.
It was an above ground pool.
It was a pool, yeah.
And I crumpled up like a natty light and threw it into the yard. Yep.
Okay.
I've been to I've been to 46 states. I need more states yet.
What the fuck?
Which ones have you not been to?
I have not been to Hawaii. I have not been to Alaska. I have not been to Washington State, and I have not been to Idaho.
Did you just end up going there, or did you like purposely go there to finish the states?
Wait, you guys didn't know his job? He actually he personally
a fucking secret agent?
No, not a truck driver. No, he personally escorted he escorted Hitchbot, and it all ended when he got back home.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah. It was rough.
No,
I just like travel, and for vast stretches of my life, I would just get in a car and just go places and visit random people I knew and wander around.
He has friends.
I can't speak to the food because I was only in northern Italy, but Italian food is pretty dope. Food in general, just like being somewhere new, and like the thing with Europe is everything is old, right? You get a sense of like these like old fucking like aesthetics that you don't get here, like being in like Prague and just being like, oh, this is like, building from the 1400s. It's like, what the fuck?
That's
like
so
you don't
cool.
really get that. You don't really get that in New York City or in Philadelphia.
Our country's too young, right?
That sort of like, that sense of some sort of historic. Plus Europeans are just more fun, dude. They're not as prudish. There's way cooler, like, alternative bars and whatnot to attend and whatnot. There's just more fun to be had in Europe, I think. So I would definitely go back to Europe. If the original question was where do I want to travel, I've never been to anywhere in Asia, so I'd like to go to Africa one day.
I'd also
But,
like to
yeah.
go somewhere kind of cold just to see like how comfortable it is to sleep there. 'Cause I love sleeping in the cold.
That's kind of like why I like Germany too, because it's typically it's pretty coldish there. I mean, depending on which region you're in, of course, but for the most part, it's colder, and the architecture is like crazy. So that's like you can see all these like cool buildings, and I'm sure there's good food there too. So yeah,
Germany is very interesting because Germans are very like I don't know. When I went, I was fresh out of high school. It was like my senior year, between senior year and freshman year of college, and I went with a bunch of my German class friends and my German teacher from high school. And it was like, I was trying to speak German, and like in Austria they like find that novel, they think that's cool. Switzerland, they barely speak like actual German, so they just get confused by you trying to speak German because they already speak in like an insane fucking dialect that I can't understand anyway. And in Germany they're just like, I speak English, let us transact in your mother tongue so we can get this over with. Like they just want to be efficient as fuck. Like everywhere else they're like, oh yeah, your German is pretty okay, like not bad. And Germans are like, your German's terrible, just speak English. Like
shut up. Yeah, I can hear you. I can
you speak
understand you.
English. What is it you want? You want to know
I'm
where the
smarter
train
than
is?
you.
It's over there. Like, go over
I know
there.
both. I know both. You're dumb. Yeah, no, I think that's kind of cool. It's like, and this is an argument I made. It's like, as shitty as the U.S. is overall, we've sort of conquered the world in terms of having the best business language. Like every country learns some amount of English, which is really interesting to me because I feel like I'm really dumb for not knowing another language. Like I feel like I'm
Isn't it
missing
like if
out.
you want to be high up in business, you have to learn like Chinese as well?
I guess that'd be a good move, but I don't think it's like required.
Imagine it depends on where you're doing business as well. If you want to get into business like
Yeah, that's true.
that
Yeah,
involves trans-Pacific trade, then sure. Transatlantic trade, I think it's mostly English and German are the two prescribed business languages.
It
I
definitely.
feel like most European schools teach English, though, right? I don't know. I could be speaking out of my ass.
I think it's
No,
also
yeah, for
just
sure.
people want to like just like how American kids are starting to learn Korean. It's just also like it's entertainment. It's if you want to enjoy media, a lot of media is American in English. So,
That's
you
true.
know, they want to like listen to music, they want to watch movies. They usually like it's the same thing kind of.
Dude, there's nothing funnier than watching like a dubbed Breaking Bad scene in another language, though.
I
This
love
is like
I love dub shit in other languages. It's
yeah,
like
it's so funny, dude.
weird and like funny.
Yeah, the delivery's just kind of like completely off.
Like every like the dramatic scenes just completely fall flat.
Jesus. You know what I will say though? When did you guys watch like Squid Game and then see like the dubbed version, or did you watch it in subbed?
I would watch it in sub. I don't watch.
never even
Yeah,
seen
no,
it.
I watched it in sub too, but like whenever I'd see like YouTube people do stuff on it, it was the dubbed version, and it always just like looked so funny to me. It just sounded
I think
so
if you
ridiculous.
I think if you watch dub stuff, you're just not getting like 90% of what the dialogue is meant to be.
Yeah, because you're
think it's
not
better off
getting.
reading.
It's just not working the right way. You know.
Yeah, you're not getting like
Yeah.
the nuance and the the tone, and
Yeah.
I feel like even in sub, like you can still get a lot from just like the way people are saying stuff.
So,
I don't know if we have
so
any
long as you
weebs in
like
the
can
chat.
read it at the same pace, like absolutely, I think it's.
You know, I don't know if we have weebs in the chat, but I know weebs are like super against dubbing. But
I
what
love
I will
love
say,
subbed anime. It's the best way.
what I will say is when I was a kid and I watched like Dragon Ball Z because that was like
Oh,
the
dude,
main
I
anime
cannot
to
watch Dragon Ball subbed. It's
I can't watch
tough
it
for me.
subbed. I only watched super subbed and I was like disturbed by Goku's voice. I was like, this is awful.
It's a rare exception, though. It's an exception.
It's because of the Dragon Ball Z, like the voice actors are so iconic already that like it's hard for me to go off it. When you don't hear like Vegeta's like cocky voice, it's not the same for me. It's just not the
only
same.
anime I watched both of. I'm not really into anime really. Like I've watched a couple of them, but it's the same thing with with Korean shows or Korean movie. If you watch it in dubbed, you're like missing half of the delivery and emotion behind what they're saying, and that's like kind of what makes it convincing in any real means. So it's just stupid. It's a lot of times the dialogue is actually different than the sub too, so you're getting a different story sometimes even. So it's just not worth it. I think
it
just
can
watch it subbed.
go either way. I know in like Pokemon, there's that iconic thing where it's like the onigiri that Brock was eating
Oh,
They dubbed
they
it
call
to,
it a
like,
donut.
donut. Yeah.
Even though it's clearly like a rice ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like, no one's gonna know what a rice ball is. These little fourth
Oh,
graders that
come
eat
on.
fucking
You could just say
erasers.
rice ball. Like,
Yeah,
it's not that
rice
hard.
ball, you could put it together in your head easily, even as like
Yeah.
a 2-year-old or 5-year-old or whatever.
Yeah, they always adjust shit for the markets, right? So it's like that's just what they decided to do.
Yeah, but
It's funny that they
just
kept it a
definitely
rice ball though.
an egregious example.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say in like college, because I studied international politics, very cringe topic here. Not the smartest decision for my future to study something like that. But what we did talk about is how China will not take over American like #1 power because like their media and their entertainment just isn't on the same level.
I don't know, man. I'm worried.
I mean,
that's
think about
subjective, though.
no, but like the problem is like right now everyone's starting to move to like Korean movies and Korean music. And like they're like, and you know, a lot of people for the last like 30 years have been into Japanese stuff. We're not really watching like Chinese movies or Chinese music. So when they start to get that and people are like more into like their culture, and then we'll probably have like where Mandarin might take over English as like the, you know, the language everyone learns.
Yeah,
But I
might
think
lose a few
entertainment
social
and like
credits.
Hollywood makes a huge difference on, even if you don't make the most money, you're still like the world influential power because you influence the most people with the most like, you know, different mediums and channels of that.
It's super powerful.
I mean,
Yeah,
think
you're
about
right,
it. Like,
you're
what Mandarin speaking YouTuber are like? Is everyone in the world watching? No, like they're still watching like English speaking PewDiePie, Mr. Beast. You know, like all these like English speaking YouTubers still dominate the scene.
They use different. They're not even like YouTubers. They use like different websites.
They can't use YouTube. I don't.
Yeah,
think.
but I'm saying like the world reach isn't as high yet. So over time it might change, but right now like that's kind of where it stands.
I mean, in media, yeah, but I think in a lot of other things, they're almost dominating in a lot of.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like in terms of money, they're doing really well, but like here's the thing though. America has adapted to China in the fact that like they'll change movies for Chinese like audiences.
That's
like
or else China won't even run them.
Like, you know, for Force Awakens, they removed Finn, the black guy, from the poster. Just because, like,
why
they wouldn't watch the movie because Finn is like a main character. Or
that's fucking
there was
weird.
gay scenes in the new Harry Potter, like Fantastic Beasts, and they removed them for like the Chinese audience. Or I think they did some other like modifications for Top Gun. But like a lot of that stuff, like they don't like seeing like
hide their abs.
They don't like seeing black culture. They don't like seeing gay culture. So like a lot of stuff like America will skim it down and then send it to China. Also, if you notice, like a lot of like even Marvel movies, dude, like a lot of the fight scenes are like in China now. Like randomly Black Panther like went to like, where did they go?
Black Panther is.
No, I know. Weirdly enough, they put it like one of the fight scenes is in Asia.
Is 3 minutes long.
Wait,
It's just
yeah,
that
is it, yeah, just him in the costume only. They never show his face.
Well, you know what I mean, though. But like
all the scenes, bro.
And also, it's just funny because like yeah, no, you're right. They will like sort of like market towards China, but I don't know if that's a sign that America has, you know, the ball's in America's court so much as it is the opposite way. They just have so much money. Asian cultures are, you know, starting to get money in the hands of, you know, they're generating like an actual middle class now, and people want to consume movies and media. And the one thing they're trying to consume that's dangerous that people aren't talking about is milk. Actually, that's going to be bad, guys. You want to supply milk for 2.4 billion people? Bye ozone. Bye.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true.
And once the homunculuses grow up that they have in the test tubes right now that are people fused with chimpanzees, and they deploy them to the Pacific coast, we're done. It's dystopian. I don't want to.
Yeah, I was about to say you're literally like setting up the dystopian shit again.
My social score has already gone down about 1 million points.
Bro, when they're fucking growing homunculi in a Pringles can.
yeah. No, it's bad, dude. I don't know. I will say no. Like China has like a stranglehold on like real estate, all the business stuff, the healthcare sector. They're doing stuff that like is against like like our laws. Like they're allowed to do types of testing that that are illegal over here. So they're able to try things that we're not able to try.
I
so
mean,
they're
I'm
going to
sure
make big strides
even if it
over
was
there.
illegal there, they probably would still do it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, they don't answer to. They like when people send them like cease and desist and stuff, they just ignore it.
It's like that
Yeah,
scene
that
in
is
fucking
true.
Star Wars where he's like, "But is that even legal?" He's like, "I'll make it legal."
I know it's
Dude.
interesting. They're going to be a problem in a bit.
Yeah, they
Um,
will just literally just actually steal a character and just sell it. Like they won't even like rename the character. It's like, yeah, this is SpongeBob. Buy it.
okay, I do want to bring up one thing though. So, as you guys may know, Cram is 20 at the moment. And in a few months, this dude's turning 21. What do you think Cram's drunk persona is going to be like? I'm actually okay. That's just cringe.
I had to break it up. I'm sorry, man. I was waiting for the perfect moment.
But anyway, what do you guys think Cram's drunk persona will be? Do you think he's going to be like a depressed drunk, an energetic drunk, a sleepy drunk? Do you think he's going to be a ragey drunk? Dude, imagine Cram just starts trying to fight people like constantly every time he drinks. That is a genetic thing. Some people have that gene where they have like a raging alcoholic gene. I don't know why that's a thing, but it's somehow a thing.
I've never even been in a fight. Why would I have hurt people?
Well, you don't know. The alcohol changes you, man.
You're a monster inside.
I've been holding it in this whole time.
Sock,
The drunk me's the real me.
Do you think alcohol changes your personality, or do you think it just? Do you think like The Weeknd says, like when you're fucked up, is that the real you?
It is kind of the real you. I know there's so many people that that when they get really drunk, I can already tell which way they're gonna go, like way before. Even if it's like the first time I've seen them drunk, I'm like, okay, I can tell exactly how this is gonna go based on like their other personality traits. Like for me, I am just like stoic no matter what. I can be almost blackout drunk and I'll just sit and chill. Like I'll never be belligerent. But some people like, yeah, I guess you're right. No, some people do get a little bit belligerent when they're drunk. I could see him being a little belligerent.
I mean, here's the thing. If getting drunk releases your actual inner self that you like hide from the world, I'll probably just be the exact same because I don't really have a filter to begin with.
Oh, true. He would have a loud mouth. I forgot about that part.
Oh, he just gets like hella loud and abrasive.
He's the type to say, "I'm not drunk, you're drunk."
Dude, actually the worst drunk personality is the person you're trying to take care of and they don't want to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And they just ego everything. And you're like, "Hey, let's go Uber home." And they're like, "No, I'll walk." Or like, that person. Or leave me here.
Like ego their car are wrapped around a fucking pole. Like, do not drive your car. And they're like, "No, I'm driving."
Well, Ak, do you have any thoughts on Cram's drunk personality or drunk personalities in general?
I think you guys are pretty much. I mean, it depends on what he's drinking. I think best case scenario, he sticks to the soft stuff. He ends up looking like Cyclops, talking like Cyclops. Worst case scenario, it's the hard stuff. He ends up doing podcasts in his garage.
Okay.
I think those are the
dude.
The bottom of the podcast.
Am I actually just a second stage evolution?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I kept the Everstone.
Whiskey and is it that Cyclops is drinking? He's got the White Claw. Whiskey and the Claw is like, Moonstone and like Firestone, right? Whatever the fuck they're called.
I just need someone to hit B while I'm evolving. It'll be okay.
There you
go.
Jesus.
Funny.
Dude. Okay, I don't know if you guys agree with this. I have never seen someone get wine drunk that was like belligerent or abrasive or annoying. I feel like wine drunk's just like a different type of drunk.
I have.
I think it's a silly drunk.
Middle-aged fuckers who get any wine in their system. Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Just Google intervention highlights on YouTube.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Is that a real thing? Intervention highlights?
I mean, this is the kind of React content, Cram. Of course, it's probably.
My friend is a teacher. Her like school district has a like fundraiser thing, I guess, every year. It's like a wine mixer or whatever the fuck you want to
Blackout
call it, right? And it's just a bunch of teachers and like, fucking PTA members who don't handle their shit, drinking wine that is way too strong for their intent, and then like just being insane. And it's like a fancy place, so there's the wine glass tower that somebody inevitably knocks over eventually. There's like it's a
dude.
mess. It's a mess. So I think wine is honestly the most devastating liquor in that sense because more people will drink it. You'll have you'll have your grandparents and your weird like aunt at like holidays like drinking the wine and just getting in the dark place. And then no, I think wine is bad.
Okay, maybe wine for my age is a different experience.
Especially white wine.
I feel like everyone in my age who gets drunk, they only get tipsy no matter how much they drink, and then they just get really sleepy and like giggly. Or they get giggly and then they just take a nap, and that's it. I think that's wine drunk. I don't know. I do like, you guys know, I live about an hour-ish away from Napa, and I go to Napa like once or twice a month with a group.
Hey, yo.
So I've seen a lot of people my age wine drunk. I don't think they act like that, but like now you're starting to scare me. The older I get, should I be avoiding these types of places?
Dial it back.
But I mean, I've seen, back in my day, my friends all played Ultimate Frisbee, right? No, I know, I judged them too. But there's a lot of boxed wine involved in the Ultimate Frisbee culture. And holy shit, can they not handle boxed wine? God damn. Bunch of dehydrated people who shouldn't be like playing sports, drinking a boxed wine after some sports. Like, oh my God, like that's the more abyss of society, right? I saw the darkness in my friends. They would go to that place. I don't know.
It's dangerous.
That's the thing. Like, I spent a lot of my time in this dive bar in my hometown here, and you can always tell like this concept, like what Soclops was saying about how you can tell like how a person's going to be like when they walk in and they make their order, right? Like I walk in and they know I want a lager and a double of whiskey, right? They know that that's what I'm going to drink. The bartender just pours it. They don't even ask me now. That's dangerous. That means that I could be one of two different people. Now I'm pretty chill. I just play music on the jukebox, and then when someone supersedes my jukebox playing and ruins the atmosphere, I just walk outside. I take a walk. I've got a lot of friends that live nearby. I go sit on one of their porches until they come out and go, "Why are you here?" And I go, "What's up, man? How's it going? Can I hang out?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, that's fine. Why didn't you tell me you were here?" I don't know. I was just upset about the jukebox, but then you have those guys who do that and then they go play darts, right? And then you got to be careful because those guys should not be playing darts in that particular condition. And they're only doing it so the first person that tells them they need to stop or need to move, they can try to fight that person. It's literally just like darts. Darts is like 50% of the time, and same with billiards at a bar, is just an excuse to fight someone. People are only playing it to set the scene for a fight. They don't care about the sport.
It's like, oh, dude, you got in the way of my fucking dart throw, dude.
Yeah.
Starts fucking beating the shit.
I think there's a difference between like Napa Valley wine drinking and like forced to be around your family drinking wine to escape reality wine. There's two very different atmospheres that evolve from those situations.
I'll say this. There's a big difference between Napa Valley wine drinking, like doing a tour in Napa Valley, and having your fridge categorized in a certain way where there's always a spot for the nozzle of the Franzia boxed wine to be perfect glass height. There's those people too. So that's two different things.
I don't understand it. Why do people like wine so much?
White wine's good. White wine's an acquired taste. White wine is something that you like with age.
I think all wine can taste good. It just depends on the grape and who makes it. But I mean, I've also drank way too much recently, so I'm in a
red wine.
different
Red wine
category.
just reminds me of Catholic Church.
That's true.
That
is
also
also
true.
true.
About that, dude.
Have you been to the churches where like they do white wine and it's like, is this really Jesus's blood? It makes me question
never
stuff.
been.
Wait, Socklaus, were you the one with the story of how like you brought your friend to church?
Yeah, let me tell it again.
Oh, I love.
No, we do not tell it a third time.
Though.
I've said it like 4 times. It's so funny, but I've said it like 4 times.
He's about to get
continuing on the topic. The wilderness must be explored. Caw rar. Anyway, Cram, what are you worried about drinking for your first time to get blasted. I know for me, I was concerned about, because some people call alcohol the truth serum. I was worried I'd drink it and immediately start spilling all these secrets and all these like bigoted opinions I have of my friends or other people. You know?
I mean, here's the thing. There's nothing
So
I can say.
You have bigoted opinions.
There's just literally nothing I can say drunk that would make people think less of me already.
Okay, so do you have any concerns, or are you just excited?
No, we've seen the Avatar.
I'm not really worried at all, to be honest.
Okay, I mean, I was just afraid I would say something like, I don't know, this story's not interesting, and then just walk away.
I mean, literally, the worst thing that can happen is I just die.
I will have to say, if I'm not drunk enough, if I'm like almost there, I get super irritated with people. So like my annoyance level goes like a little higher. So if someone's like just repeating themselves in a conversation because they're like high or drunk at a party around me and they just keep going in circles, I'll just like walk away or just tell them to stop talking. Where usually I would never say something like that.
Oh, that reminds me, I gotta go get another White Claw.
Ack, do you have any weird drunk personalities anymore, or have you shaken them out?
I mean, I think I wouldn't say I have any weird drunk personalities. I think I'm just, when I drink, I'm just chilling. I'm like what Cyclops was saying, like I'm a pretty stoic drunk. I don't really get involved in a lot of it. I just kind of chill.
Is that because when you drink, you're thinking about the pain and misery of the world?
No, I'm alleviating it, man. It's the cathartic narrative of the whiskey bottle that delivers you from that. You know? That's what it's all about.
A lot of people my age are like getting really into drinking, and I'm just like, can we just talk about the political and economic?
Okay, no. You've already made this joke on the podcast. You can't like reuse these jokes. It's like retelling stories.
I'm a joke bottom feeder, dude. That's what I am.
I've never like gotten like the friends who are like, oh, you have to try this particular aged whiskey. Like, I just drink Jim Beam and whatever cheap shitty beers around. Like, I'm a simple man. I don't like judge people who like want to drink like fancy shit. I just don't understand the narrative of that. Like, I've never been like, oh man, this beer is so much better than the other beers I've had.
I think it's because you're just hoping it's so magically different than. I think the thing is, it's just a status thing. Everyone's chasing alcohol that tastes good but doesn't have sugar. That is what everyone just wants, you know? But White Claw doesn't taste that good.
Huh?
I mean, dude, if you're talking about the best tasting alcohol, it's probably soju cocktails with like the juice, and you just pour. It's basically like drinking fucking fruit punch. It's amazing.
Guys, hold your rear champs. He'll try to redeem himself here.
No, I'm serious. Like seriously, have you had a soju cocktail?
I've never had a soju cocktail, but if you're talking
exactly,
about
it doesn't get better than that.
A margarita is better than that, but
no way, no shot.
Dude, margarita's S tier. We're gonna do a tier list of alcoholic beverages.
I swear to God,
confirmed Cyclops versus Justin boxing match coming to you in 2 months.
No, all I'm gonna say is, if you do a fucking alcohol tier list, water's still gonna win. I don't need to watch that. I don't need to watch that.
That was fucking funny.
Actually, coffee might win.
It was a bunch of drinks
as a stimulant.
Coffee's like slightly improved water.
The final was coffee and water. Like,
it's true though. Like honestly, if you just think about it logically,
he's not wrong. Coffee's definitely S tier.
Coffee and water are the two balancing acts of life.
I heard a take during that stream where it was like, water is what gave us suffering. Yeah, that's why I don't think water should have won.
Technically, since water gave us life, yes, water did also give us suffering. Because without water, we would not have to exist. We'd just not be here. So, not untrue.
Coffee takes you away from the misery, so I think coffee edged out that victory.
Coffee, I wouldn't say it takes you away from the misery. I'd say it dulls the pain of being. I'll meet you there. I can't go further than that.
That's fair enough. Yeah, no, I kind of do judge the beer people a little bit, only because they use it as a way to like morally grandstand. Like, they use it as a way to like posture themselves as being intelligent because they're losing brain cells more efficiently than you. They're like, oh well,
Sure.
this one's
I have more to lose, man.
40%, and it's got a nutty flavor. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, where did it all go wrong?
You
Like,
can really taste the earthiness.
Those are always the guys who like fuck up too, right? Like, it's never the guy at the bar who's like slamming the Bud Lights who then like goes and jumps in his Ford and wraps it around a telephone, right? It's always the like frat kid who has 2 like IPAs and then like can't handle his shit. Like, I'll never understand like the concept of driving while drinking anything in 2022. I think that's the most cringe thing. I have very little sympathy, or like I have more like empathy for people who commit like other atrocities and crimes than I do like people who willingly get in a vehicle when they're drunk.
yeah,
Because
that is
like
crazy to me.
I heard from a 50
it doesn't make any sense.
a 50 plus something year old out here. He used to live on the East Coast, and he said, yeah, drinking and driving is just East Coast culture. And he said, like, it's very cringe that people in California will just Uber after drinking. And I was like, wow, that
This
is
sounds like your
and
Boston Dunkin' Donuts take. This is
no,
just
no,
not
it's
real.
it's a different guy. Yeah,
Every
no,
time
he was like,
drinks, he just gambles his life. He just rolls a dice.
yeah, I think he might even be 60 plus, but yeah, he just straight up said like drinking and driving is just what we do on the East Coast. And I was like, wow.
What
I
a
mean,
guy.
he was from Maryland. I don't know if that changes anything for you guys, but I don't know if certain states have like certain experiences, but I don't know.
My friends from like more rural Pennsylvania are like kind of like that sometimes. Their attitude is like whatever, and I guess it's because they like think there's no Uber like where they are, but there is, and there's also like taxis and shit that will go out there like that, or just like fucking walk to the bar, like drink at your house. Like I don't ever understand people who drive like way out of their way, like, get hammered somewhere, and then like try to drive home. And it's a big thing in like the South too, in the sections of the South where there's no like, Uber, there's no whatever, the infrastructure is not there for shit like that.
Yeah.
So like it's this weird like cultural absence of this alternative option, I guess. And I don't know, even my dad will talk about he was like a kid. He was like, oh yeah, and I went out with the boys and we got these drinks, and I remember I smashed into my dad's garage door. We all had a laugh about it. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, it's not okay. Like, why would that be a thing? And he's like, oh, it was different back then. And I'm like, what do you mean it was different back
it
then?
was,
like,
dude. It was
the
different.
cars were way more dangerous, and like you still kill people. Like, I don't get it. But
I've never seen the point of buying alcohol at the bars. I look at the price and I just cringe and I just don't. I never do. Especially at a club.
Well,
if it's like
depends on the
$15,
bar.
$20 a shot, hell no.
Well, that's very different.
Yeah,
If you go to like a bar, like a dive bar, it's like, oh,
I mean, even
like,
then,
yeah,
like
if
what
I
you're
get-
paying
if
like
I- the
$8
place
for
I
a
go
beer?
to- No, absolutely not. I pay $2 for a beer.
Dude, I need to go to your bars then. I don't know. That's a different experience than my world. Maybe it's just the Cali pricing, or I don't know.
It's a cash only. You're not going to the dregs of society places that I go to, though. To be fair, like the places I go to are like they just banned smoking from in the bars, and they're like cash only establishments. Like that's my kind of scene, right? Because it's like, so here's why you do that though. Because then the guy next to you who's getting wasted actually has like a life story to tell you, and it's fascinating. But if you do that at like a club or like a fucking like a hip like nicer bar where people who have money are drinking, none of them have a life story, because their life story is, oh man, I closed this business deal, oh man, work's so stressful, oh I hate my wife and kids. Like that's what you get at those places, right? But at like the dive bar, the guy's like, well, I was in a traveling circus for most of my life. Then you get the really interesting human beings that have actual stories.
God, it was an interesting
I fucked with a
experience.
bearded lady.
Like me and my wife are getting a divorce. The bar.
You get that a lot at bars, because you get people going there who are,
what he said.
No, it's a stupid inside joke Cram and I have. It's from a donkey video. Cram, would you like to say the full line, please?
Me and my wife are getting a divorce. You said the house part.
No, you gotta finish it, Cram. It's all you, man.
She keeps the house. I keep the Porsche. Also, I can run over that goddamn whore.
That is why you keep the car in that situation, is to just kill the bitch.
Because if
Thank
you
you,
just get
Craig.
the house, you can't
What the fuck
run her
are
over.
you guys talking about? What is going on?
We went deep off topic. Okay, we're done. We talked about traveling. We talked about drinking. We kind of talked about food, which I've been trying to avoid. I think on the next podcast we all have together, we should go back to a tried and true and visit some food topic again. I miss
What do we
those
even
times,
visit?
dude.
I
Do you
thought
remember when we argued over
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
snacks for like 3 hours?
Y'all want to talk about Pringles?
I never want to talk about Pringles with you again. I literally cannot see Pringles without like wanting to take a picture, post it on Discord, or send it to you in some way.
Yeah.
And being like, dude, like I literally can't eat this. I went to a Smash tournament like in person. The only snack they had at concessions was Pringles because it was a Smash tournament. Pringles and like soda. And I ate
That's really
and I'm sitting there eating the Pringles, and I'm like, dude, every time it just crumbles in my mouth like shattered glass. It just made me feel like, okay, I really am not eating a chip right now.
There's something there, right?
I'm eating something incorrect.
It's something there, dude.
It's almost like dystopian.
It's almost dystopian. Everyone out there, just on YouTube, look up how it's made Pringles and just watch the process. And you tell me if you think that's a real chip or not. That's all I'm getting at.
How it's made Pringles in a serial killer interview. Play them at the same time.
Yep.
Just understand.
Real. It is real.
I mean, what would we even talk about for food, though?
I don't know. I'm thinking we'll probably figure it out as we go. We're definitely we're not even coming close to chips, though. I think we did do desserts, because I remember we talked about if donuts were a dessert. And I think I changed my mind on it. I think donuts are now a dessert. I agree with you guys. You know, it took me a while to get there. It took me a while to get there, but you know, we get there. We get there. Only America eats donuts for breakfast, and then I was like, yeah, that's kind of that kind of says something.
And America is right.
It's our greatest shame.
I don't know. Maybe we could do like food stories. I think that'd be cool. What we'll probably do is like have a top. We'll do like the first part is like, what was your first experience like cooking? What was like your first like early food memory, best food memory, like, you know, stuff like that. We'll just comfort foods. We'll just have conversations.
Bro, my first experience cooking, dude.
Because I think
I was at this guy's fucking house trying to make Kraft mac and cheese.
Okay, fuck off.
Save it for the podcast.
Fuck off. Fuck off. No, he was at my house, and this fucking clown. You know what? I'm not excited for Cram to come visit me. I don't know why I made that a sub goal. I don't think there's any amount of subs that could equal.
Fuck Cram, dude.
That's what I'm
guy.
saying.
Welcome.
I fucking hate him.
So close. If Sugi and I go on a road trip next year, and we go to Salem to go to the Black Craft Cult store in Salem, this they meet us in Salem.
Yes, absolutely. I'll meet you guys.
Why is it someplace you go willingly?
Salem's awesome.
What, Salem?
No,
I'm sure it's fucking
Black Craft Cult, whatever that was. What is that?
It's a store that has clothing.
Oh.
Yeah, that did not sound like a clothing store.
I
I'll be
like
honest.
Where you bought, like wooden stakes to kill vampires.
No, I'll be honest. I thought it was a brewery, like craft brewery, but it took a definite.
No, makes sense.
I don't go to craft breweries. Although I will go to Trogues Brewery, which is right next to Hershey. When you visit Hershey,
yeah,
nice.
We'll have some oysters and some delicious beer.
I will say, now that I've turned 21, alcohol tourism is nice though. Like when you just go visit a place and try breweries and stuff, it's definitely fun.
Yeah, it's all right. In the right areas, I think you
the
got to go to the
Trogues
right
Brewery.
place.
It makes chocolate tolerant. I'll say that much.
Do you really not like? Oh yeah, you don't like chocolate, right? I can't believe
I just, dude, Chocolate World and Hershey, like Hershey Park in general, is kind of like, nah. I don't know. It's just not my scene. I'm a Knoebels man. There's this theme. I guess it's what you. It's kind of just like a park / theme park, and it doesn't have an admission price, so you can just walk in and you can just ride whatever you want to ride, and you just pay for the shit that you have to.
But
You don't
just
pay
ride
like
anything?
you don't pay $60 to go into whatever the fuck it costs to get into these days. You just go in and you buy like a set amount of tickets, and you're like, I'm gonna ride this roller coaster 3 times and go. That's my kind of park right there.
I mean, if you go where Cram lives, it's like pay $180 for like 8 hours of
Yeah, see, I
amusement park. Yeah,
don't get that.
Yeah, Actuality takes a more libertarian approach to amusement parks. He's not into like the corporate capitalism nature of like a Six Flags or.
All I'm saying is, you guys are saying that like bars are expensive. I'm like, I can go to my dive bar like 7 nights a week. That costs less than eating out one night at like a nice fancy restaurant.
That's true.
If I just, if I grill something every night, and then after I grill my meal, I think I'll walk down to the dive bar, and then maybe I'll spend excessive orders on like music and box. That has been known to happen. That is probably my annoying like drunk thing. My annoying drunk thing is that whatever mood I'm in, that's the mood everybody in the bar has to be, because I will monopolize the fuck out of the Like they will be listening. I'll be like, tonight I'm playing something corporate for 7 hours. Buckle up, everyone. I don't know why this is in me, but I need to get it out. Like, you gotta be careful.
Just imagine like the vibes. You just vibe kill where you just play like depressing ass music on the jukebox.
No, dude. It's a conversation starter. There's always like one person. There's always one person that's really happy, right? Like everybody else is like, why is Tom Waits playing right now? And there's one guy who's just like, yo, who fucking played Tom Waits? I'm buying his beers. And then I don't have to pay for my beers then, right? I spent 25 cents to play a Tom Waits song, and I've had my drinks paid for. That's the dive bar experience.
That is quite a good deal.
Once, let's bring it all together, right? I took an Amtrak train ride, okay? Amtrak train from Philadelphia to New Orleans. That's a 27-hour train, okay?
That definitely is a ride, for sure.
Already an interesting choice by me. I chose to sit in a seat instead of getting a sleeper cabin, too, for a few extra bucks. I should have really splurged for the sleeper cabin.
That is
did not do it. Sat next to a Nigerian guy who was shocked to learn that I knew about Nigerian soccer. Right? I knew 7 Nigerian soccer players, and that just blew his fucking mind.
That would blow my mind if I knew that.
So then he and I, because I knew who Ajinyebe was, we went to the dining car, and he bought me a bottle of wine and a steak. So that's right, I got an Amtrak train steak.
What the fuck?
Because I knew a Nigerian soccer player's name on my 27-hour.
That has never happened to anyone else in human history.
That is actually a one-timer. That's crazy.
That's my Faulkner novella train story. My ride back was less enjoyable because there was a crying baby, 18 hours of it. And when the crying baby got off the train, everybody cheered. It was a great moment in history.
You should have bought the baby.
Finally disembarked in Baltimore or something, and we're all like, yeah!
Was the parent hella embarrassed?
The parent was incompetent, and everyone was trying to it was a lot of southern ladies that were going up to her, because it was we were going mostly through Atlanta and stuff. So people who weren't from the north, not many people were on the train from New Orleans all the way to New York. Right? It was a lot of people that were just riding a short segment of it. Yeah. So a lot of them were going to be like, "Sweetheart, do you need help?" They're too polite in the South. And then once we got further north, everybody was just kind of "Shut that kid up!" Shut that baby up.
Fuck him, dude.
The first 7 hours versus the next 7 hours of that mother's ride on the train were very differing experiences for her.
Jesus.
As an East Coaster, you should have kept the soccer vibe going and just Pele bicycle kick the baby.
Just the records show, I would never kick a baby, no matter how annoying it was.
Yeah, I would also never get caught kicking a baby.
Let's isolate that MP3 and edit it so that he says he would do it. And then send it out.
And then you just add cram soundbite. I'd never get caught. I'd never get caught. As he
you guys how I nailed travel, trains, drinking, all in one story, just for you.
And open a new topic of Nigerian soccer.
Nigerian soccer is fascinating. Okay,
I cannot relate. I cannot relate.
I also have a friend who's Nigerian who attends the dive bar I go to often. He taught me 7 words.
Dude, speaking of soccer,
which are
fucking Cram.
Speaking of soccer,
fucking Cram was trying to play Mario Strikers on Nintendo, like whatever the fuck, Nintendo Wi-Fi internet. What's it called, Cram? Online play with Switch.
Yeah, there's Nintendo Online.
Nintendo Online, whatever. And then this motherfucker has the audacity to be like, "Yeah, I thought it would like work and not be so goddamn laggy." I'm like, bro, you can't even play fucking Smash with like someone who is next to you without lag. You cannot play with someone who's next to you.
It's completely different though because Smash has like frame data. Like it's there's like
there's
hitboxes
frame
and
data in
hurtboxes.
fucking Mario Strikers too.
Yeah, but it's in a different way. Like moves like attached to each other.
I mean, nothing really speaks to the storied, rich history of football like Waluigi. I will say that.
That's undeniably true.
No, but that game
No
sucked
damn
ass.
history.
I fucking refunded that shit or undownloaded or whatever.
I just
Yeah,
don't
how
know
do
why you even
refund? I was about
tried
you
to
got a
play it.
refund? I'm like, dog, you down 60. You down bad. You down $60, bud.
I just don't understand why you even thought
Got it.
Nintendo Online would be a good idea.
Because it works with golf. Why can't it
Oh,
work
I
with
wonder
soccer?
why it works with a
Well,
turn-based strategy
Yeah, golf's
game.
turn-based.
Are you guys
Honestly, it
excited
barely
for
works with Pokemon,
Cup?
and it's fucking turn-based.
not
Excited for
just
what?
the World Cup coming up this
Oh, World
winter
Cup.
in Qatar? You know, it's going
Yeah,
to
I
be
heard there's a
interesting.
lot of
There will
controversy.
be very little beer sold, which is going to be a big deal. Big deal for a lot of the experience.
It turns
Why
out
do
it's
they
very
hold
little.
the
World
World
Cup
Cups in
without
places
beer.
like that?
What's that?
Why do they hold World Cups in places like that?
Because
Like,
of
They bid the
rampant
most, right?
corruption.
They bid
Because of
a
rampant
lot.
corruption in FIFA. Yeah. Now that being said, the World Cup in 2026 is in the United States, Mexico, and Canada. So make of that what you will.
Well, I
But,
understand that like there's like a lot of history in Qatar for soccer or whatever, but it's like, yeah. So
There's not really. That's the thing.
I thought there was in like in Saudi Arabia and
I mean,
like,
as far as for that
UAE
part
and shit.
for that part of the world, there's definitely like a historical narrative to it, but it's not like something that it's not like that was like a hotbed of football at any point. It's just that they have a lot of money, and FIFA
gotcha.
wants that sweet.
Did you hear
Sweet,
like
sweet
so
money.
many people died in the making of that in the
Yeah,
stadiums?
it was like literally a modern like pyramids like situation where they have like
Yeah.
borderline slave labor, but fucking soccer
And,
stadiums.
How long did
and
this
most of the
stadium
people
last?
died
bricks.
not really to like falling off and like physically dying, like because it wasn't like structurally sound. A lot of it was just dehydration, and they just pass out from the top.
That's very sad.
Yeah,
And they're
that is,
building like fucking floating clouds to put up the stadiums that are like these like sun shields. They're gonna like literally be like flown like over the stadiums so that nobody dies of like playing in the fucking Qatari sun. Like,
Yeah, I
It's
don't
always
know.
been fascinating. It's always been fascinating to me, like to hold events in those countries, because like they'll be like, "All right, guys, let's spray down the drain where we beheaded a woman for like looking at somebody, and then let's hold a fucking event here." It's always so weird. It's like, why do people turn a blind eye to that shit? I just wouldn't hold it there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's what
It's like,
that was a big thing with like what's his name, Lewis Hamilton, the Formula One driver. Like has this like huge like human rights like record and always just talking about like he's a very progressive individual, he's very loud and he's just like do a lot of good for a lot of causes. But then he also like doesn't criticize the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix or the Qatari Grand Prix or like these races that are held at these tracks in the middle of fucking nowhere and are attended by like just like the fucking local like royalty and their families.
he's getting
like,
funneled. He's getting funnel money. He's like self snitching on himself. He's
he's
clearly getting
making
funnel
a
money.
shitload of money. So like there's this like running thing about like, all right, well then like when are you gonna put your money where your mouth is and like just not race with those races and like actually like do something about like that's where circumstance
Listen,
whatever.
guys, this is fucked up, but it's gonna be
Super
a great
embarrassing.
race.
Exactly.
It's super embarrassing.
It's kind
why
of
would
like
you support that country? Just don't do it.
it is like the moral gray area around like the debate about whether Russian athletes should be allowed to compete in certain things, right? Like if a Russian athlete condemns like, which none of them can because they would be in a gulag and they can't compete anyway. But if a Russian athlete like isn't like actively like supporting the war, like in or the special military operation in Ukraine,
Not
right?
a war. Yeah.
Then should they be penalized for the actions of And like, I thought about it. I'm like, of course they should. Blah blah blah. Of course they should. And then someone was like, well, then why were Americans competing and stuff while they were occupying Afghanistan and Iraq?
No, true.
Like, it was like that was a really poignant point that someone made to me, and I was like, that's actually a fair point. Like, yeah, I get that. Like, there's a differentiation, obviously, but that's because of our lens or our perspective. But like, it is a really strange situation.
There's other reasons to ban Russians from Olympic.
Well, yeah, from
they
the Olympics,
they also just cheat every time they can.
There's a lot of reasons to ban them. Great Netflix documentary, if anyone out there hasn't seen it, Icarus. Watch Icarus.
You're always plugging shit, man.
That shit. I'm just giving people.
You're literally like free advertising for the capitalist hammer, man.
Yeah, I'm big in Netflix's pocket, dude. Make sure you subscribe to their new ad-free version that's coming out. It's $15.99 a month, but no ads. And watch Icarus while you
How do you guys feel about Netflix adding ads to be more profitable?
It's gonna kill them.
It was inevitable, though. It was inevitable. Their death was also inevitable.
I've only ever watched Netflix instead of like Hulu because they didn't have ads, and I literally didn't know that Hulu had an ad-free subscription thing. I literally didn't know. If I knew, I would have just been watching Hulu.
Netflix has some good originals, though. If you like true crime stuff or like docuseries, it has the best. Agreed. It really does.
I think HBO might be giving them a run now.
Yeah,
because HBO's had a few, but HBO doesn't put out the same amount of content, and Netflix really saturates their services with docuseries for sure.
I mean, the thing about Netflix and their originals, though, is if their originals aren't good, there's literally no upside to using them.
Well, I was telling my friends the only way Netflix is gonna make money is by it's not through subscriptions. They gotta do like a Warner Brothers and make like a like a studio tour or like some sort of like Netflix land or like some sort of tourist attraction. But the way you finance that first is they gotta get really onto like making toys and merch. It's the only way to like multiply their money.
They have certain stuff like Stranger Things has netted them a key cornerstone of the market that will never leave.
Isn't there actually a Netflix toy though? There's like a Netflix like.
I mean, they own the rights to the Stranger Things toys and all that shit. I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, like it's a Netflix original toy, and it's like this fucking like monster guy.
Well, all I'm saying is
you're
like
thinking of the Cyclops, my friend.
Yeah, I think you saw that in your ayahuasca trip.
No, it's real. No. I'm getting desperate.
Someone explained to me that like it doesn't matter how bad a Disney show does or a Disney movie does, because literally the only reason you're going to they see movie tickets and box office sales as just like, oh, you bought our commercial for our toys. Like, that's literally how they see their movies.
Never forget Frozen.
Yeah, exactly. Like, something like that. Or, like, I'm starting to notice it in, like, even, like, Marvel movies, but, like, you see it in Star Wars. They'll, like, make new droids or new cute things just to sell more plushies.
Yeah. They
like, Baby
Star
Yoda.
Wars.
Baby Yoda is a great example of, like, let's just fucking, like, make something that's, like, everyone's just gonna fucking foam at the mouth for.
Dude, Baby Yoda sucks. And also... that's why Marvel's so profitable is because
Baby Yoda is trash, dude.
Baby Yoda's trash.
Baby Yoda through a
Give that thing the pay
the new Star Wars movies in general are all terrible. They're so
bad, bro.
I don't get
Baby
why
Yoda.
As a super, I will die on this hill. I think Rogue One is really fucking good. Rogue One is Rogue One. It might be the best movie in Star Wars.
Okay, well that's
wrong. That's wrong, but really it's the best spinoff.
You obviously didn't see the raw emotion in Revenge of the Sith.
Okay, now we're just pretending.
Hold on.
But
okay,
anyways,
real talk. What is your favorite Star Wars movie, you old heads? I need to know.
New Hope, obviously. It's not even close.
I know New Hope is the best one.
Oh my god!
I'm a third movie Andy.
Dude, I'm not even gonna lie. When I rated all 6 of the, like, if you consider original plus prequels the only movies that should count in the timeline, not including spin-offs or the whatever the fuck that new. Sure. I said
you rated New Hope.
I put New Hope last. Yeah.
Yeah. You're reporting.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Dude, it doesn't hold up, man. I'm sorry. It's a little too slow.
I'll say this though, like the spin-offs that they're doing with like the weird like shows and everything that they're doing, it's really concerning. They're just like trying to like squeeze money out of it. Like Mandalorian, as much praise as it got, I thought it was kind of mid, honestly. I thought it was okay, but it was not worth bringing all that shit up. I don't know. I feel like that particular series needs so much special attention, and they just kind of like don't care because they're just like, yeah, they're like Baby Yoda. Let's get something marketable that people are going to cling to. They're not really interested in creating something for the sake of it being good. They're focused on profits, as they should be as a company, but it sucks as like a fan of that shit. Same thing with like the Lord of the Rings show that they're doing.
I'm actually excited for that. I don't think that's for. I don't know. I have an idea that probably
It's gonna
will
be a baby ent or something. Baby
yeah,
turtle.
exactly.
But they're spending $500 million on it though.
No, it looks
That doesn't
good.
mean it's good.
That
they
one
spend
shows
$500 million in every Marvel movie, and they're all trash.
it shows promise. Rings of Power shows promise, but like Baby Yoda is like definitely Marvel syndrome, where like there's like a comedic, like small character that you can laugh at, and it's like for people with like, I'm telling you, dude, buck teeth, a big gap in their teeth, and the popcorn's flying out of their mouth as their open mouth, like Chungo laughing at like the comedic. Oh my God, Thor rolled his eyes. Oh, ho, 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 ho. And they're wearing like their Thanos gauntlet into the theater. Like, I'm sorry, dude. That's the bat chest people with Marvel like actually make me want to do a front flip into a Mack truck, dude. I can't stand it. It's so bad.
What is wrong with you?
It's so bad,
You're
bro.
so mauled sometimes.
My problem with all of those is that they lean so heavily on the brand, right? They don't actually write anything, say anything interesting. The stories aren't interesting. The stories aren't good. There's no whatever. Their comprehension or their understanding of what something he's saying is like, oh no, they tied two things together. That's so brilliant, so genius. No, it's not, dude. You can just do that.
Oh,
you can just do that.
So right. You're so right.
To actually like have like a surprising connection between things would be like one thing, but to be like, let's just put a little Easter egg thing here. Like, no one cares, dude. It's not impressive.
It's all referential bullshit.
Lazy.
It's all referential bullshit.
Cyclops, you have to agree with me on this. Those people who like look at the fucking like Easter eggs are the exact same people who like are staring at the credits just for the last two frames.
Like, dude, watch the after credit scene, and it's like
it will stop people from leaving.
Next to Star-Lord's foot, there's like Ant-Man's helmet, and people like lose their
shit. There's a pineapple
shit.
in the last frame. If you look closely on the right side, SpongeBob will be showing up in the next Marvel movie.
It's literally all referential bullshit, like pseudo-intellectual story writing where people are like, oh my God, I remember that reference. That's from this movie. I saw that one before. I like that character too.
Oh God, dude.
It's so bad,
then they're thinking
bro.
in their head, like, I'm the only one who noticed that.
Correct. And it's literally written by a big table of old white people to fucking milk your wallet, bro. It's literally all a plan.
Thanks for crushing my pastime for the last 15 years. I appreciate it.
It's all a little dystopian. I'm just saying.
All right.
Well, I think they're fun. I think Marvel movies are fun, but like,
okay, you cannot say
no. I think they're fun.
You played both sides, though.
They're part of the post Transformers movie culture, right? It all started with the Transformers series.
Transformers.
It all started with that series where they realized they could make these things that didn't actually have like any substance to them. And they were just explodey and big and whatever. They could throw money at like a brand or a whatever.
I think the word you're looking for is brave.
What? But I just think that like movies in general, like and like series in general too. I'll watch shit and I'll be like, okay, well, and like people get all hyped up about whatever, and like it's interesting and it's fun. Like I think that like once something becomes that gets that cult of following to it, it ruins it because the people who are then writing it can't write it without thinking about like if the show hasn't already been written, right? If it's not like a one season thing or it's not a movie that's like isolated from a whatever, the writers are always thinking like how the audience will react to it. Whereas like actual like artistic writing is done where you're just like, what story am I telling? I don't care what anyone thinks of it. That's why the best shit is old books, dude. I love old books because the people who wrote that shit didn't have the internet. They weren't worried about being judged. Anyone who criticized it, it would take years for the word of mouth to ruin their reputation. They're just
true.
whatever, dude. I got wasted and I wrote this book and it told a story I wanted to tell. And then you read that shit and you're like, damn, this guy's really just trying to tell me this.
And they probably weren't doing it for the money either. They were just running with it.
No, they weren't.
No, there was not money in
there's no money to be made. They literally were alcoholics. Disney is a round table of 80-year-old people who are like, how can we make this safe? All right, so what do kids like? Okay, so we're going to make Thor do the nay-nay for sure. And when he does the nay-nay, here's what I'm thinking, guys. All right, baby Groot is going to laugh. That is cute, guys. It's so real. I'm sorry, guys. It's just bad. And honestly, when I say that they're fun, I don't mean to play both sides. I'm not trying to do that. They're popcorn. They're dumb, turn your brain off movies. There is some cool aspects to them. There's some cool character designs and everything. I think, like I said earlier off air, I think Spider-Man's a great designer or whatever. But on the whole, there's no substance. They're written for profit only, and it's all referential bad writing where they're just trying to basically trigger these nerds to make 10-minute video essays every frame that they make. And it's it's good for them. I'm so happy that they're making billions of dollars, but it's kind of a shame because it shows when you see a good one, it really shows how bad those movies actually are. For instance, the new Batman was great. I don't know if you guys saw that. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you did. That movie was fantastic. Suicide Squad. If you said 3 years ago, yeah, no, DC is going to be dropping the best superhero movies in the past 5 years, I'd be like, you're stupid. Of course, it's going to be Marvel. They're much better. But DC actually took the time to write something convincing, interesting, that didn't have a bunch of referential humor and like silly eye rolling. I don't know. It's just I think Marvel's I'm happy for people who are into it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm happy for them. I'm just not into it. I think it's boring.
Yeah, I agree.
Personally.
Yeah, but Marvel really did change the game.
No, I'm just saying, as someone who very much enjoyed watching it grow into what it did, and then it definitely did peak, and now we're on the tail end of the hill that it did climb. It is kind of sad because I was enjoying it.
What's a good Marvel?
Well, my favorite, probably before the Spider-Man one came out recently, was I always thought Captain America Winter Soldier was really good as a just complete movie.
I think Deadpool's hilarious.
You know what's a good one is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I think those are up in my top 5, top 10 too. Both of them I think are pretty solid.
I think
I don't like any Marvel characters. I think is my problem. I think that's what it might boil down.
You don't get behind a militarily corrupt billionaire.
Deadpool is Cyclops and I talking about Marvel movies. That's what Deadpool is. I'd rather just talk Cyclops.
I feel
Deadpool's kind of
Deadpool's based because he's his power is being aware that it's a comic. That's why it's so based.
That's a little based, but I will say Deadpool definitely has this Invader Zim aura about it, and let me explain what that means.
I have no fucking idea what that means.
It's this very cringy XD random hold up spork Penguin of Doom type humor.
It's sinister shit.
Chimichangas. Haha, chimichangas. It's stuff like that. It's oh, you didn't believe I was gonna say tacos, did you? Haha. It's that type of humor, which I think honestly Deadpool's design image wise, it's a cool design. The black and red outfit, I'm into that. The two swords, the fact that he's basically
Can we
invincible.
just agree that Daredevil is so much better than him and looks the same? Can we just agree Daredevil is 8,000 times better?
Daredevil's pretty cool too. Yeah.
Daredevil can literally be killed by being quiet.
Yes,
What's the best superhero actually? What's the best superhero? That's a good question.
It's Daredevil. It's not even close.
No shot. Best out of all?
I mean,
the one you get most behind.
In any universe?
I think the one
we're talking
I think the one you get most behind with the best rogues gallery and the best personality and the most to dive into is Batman. I'm sorry, it just is, but in
Batman, really,
dude,
Batman is only made because of the foils of his.
No, there's so much you can do.
Batman
there's so much you can do with. Yeah, exactly. The Rogues Gallery. If you're including Rogues Gallery, Batman for sure has the best.
I love Batman villains.
They're way more interesting. And the greatest part about Batman villains is that
So cool.
they're always like they're an example of Batman like gone wrong, I guess. Like Two-Face, you know, like Batman's living two lives. Joker, he's kind of like got like that anarchist, like doesn't care, like does my own thing. I don't conform. So like, you know, all of his villains are like a piece of Bruce Wayne himself.
Yeah, Penguin, he has webbed feet. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
No, well, Penguin he's rich, and Bruce Wayne is also rich. Like they come from like the top echelon of society. So the original Penguin. Now they've changed Penguin so many times. Like he's like a gangster thug now.
Dude, how good was Penguin's performance in the new Batman, dude? Can you believe
really
that?
Good. Really good.
Was
I don't know.
So good.
Honestly, in terms of Batman though, like it was good. I'm not gonna lie. The Joker scene ruined it for me. But
yeah, Joker's kind of cringe.
I don't know if you guys have seen Gotham, the TV show, but that is where I like to watch my Batman. Dude. I think it had the best Riddler, the best Joker, and the best Penguin.
Yikes.
It's a show that's all about the Rogues Gallery.
Speaking of cringe TV shows based on superheroes, you guys ever seen Smallville?
Yes, they have.
That's like an early mid-90s, early 2000s. Very bad. It's a very bad like soap opera, like teen drama based around.
It's like what you had to
Superman's
watch
life.
because it was on UPN before the thing you wanted to actually watch. Like you had to watch Smallville because that was
my sister had the entire series on.
Yeah,
box
some
DVD.
people really like Smallville. To be fair, that's all I'm gonna say.
During that era, I was an Alias man, so I can't really shit talk. I guess.
Oh, Alias with Jennifer Gardner.
Yeah, Alias was fucking fire. That show is so much better than people like think it is, because they just think it was Jen Gardner.
Hey, I know what it is. I know what it is. I got
so many stories and layers.
It's
to that.
so
There's
complicated. Yeah, she's like working for fake CIA, real
writing.
CIA, all at the same time.
Dude, I was watching like
Bradley-
SpongeBob back then, dude. If I'm being real.
If you want a TV
Cooper's
show,
around.
dude, for actual Giga Chad, non-deodorant eaters, The Flash, greatest show that's ever been made.
Okay, stop.
I'm done
with you.
like,
That is so
favorite superhero thing. Like back, like are we talking like if we're like including like comic canon, right? The best comics were like the Defenders, right? Like the Daredevil, the Jessica Jones, Cage, like the actual comics were so good.
Okay,
They were
dude,
so good.
I actually decided my
You know
favorite
who's-
hero now. It's definitely the Punisher. That guy's just a badass.
The Punisher is interesting.
Punisher's pretty cool. You know who's really lit? Who everyone forgets about? The Martian Manhunter.
Yeah,
Who the
from DC.
Who the fuck actually is that? I don't
No,
even
he's
know
on the
who that is.
Justice
You
League.
guys
He's on
don't
the
remember
Justice
him?
League. He's a shapeshifter.
He's
He's
a
an
green
alien.
guy?
Yeah,
He's
he's a green guy.
But he's also a shapeshifter. He can be anything.
Yeah, his design's cool.
Yeah.
That sounds so
forgotten,
weak.
dude.
No, he's very fucking strong. I think he's like one of the. I mean, I don't think he can beat Superman, but he's one of the only people that like, besides Diana, like Wonder Woman, who can keep up with Superman.
Yeah, he transforms into a little rock of kryptonite and burns him. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that's just kind of a matchup diff right there.
You know what made me wince? Like, actual, like, I was like shaking from how cringy it was when people were like, "Oh yeah, Batman versus Superman, that's a close fight."
I mean, it really shouldn't be.
You know what Superman would do, dude?
What they just
He'd
say like
literally-
prep time. I love what they
Just
just say
fly
like
away.
all it
That's
is
such
prep time.
Fly away.
That's the most Reddit. That's the most Reddit like gamer smirk take ever. Like, straight up Shroud Logitech ad ass fucking smirk.
Batman can actually predict everything Superman's gonna do.
Yeah, he just needs prep time. You know what Superman would do, dude? He'd literally freeze him with his ice breath and hurl him into the sun. That's what he would do, dude. Fuck that. Dude. It's just not even a good idea for a movie.
At the speed of light, he just like. I mean, if anything, okay. I don't know if you guys are into The Boys, but The Boys really contextualizes like how powerful these superheroes really are. That like any little thing they do can just kill humans because they're so like. Even in Invincible, if you guys watched Invincible, like there's like a scene where he's just holding like his Superman basically powered up kid in front of a bus, and it's just because he's so strong in himself, the kid is just killing people as they pass through him because they're moving like 60 miles an hour and he just kills them. It's like
I think that's why
fucked
the
up
Flash
shit,
is like
man.
canonically the most powerful superhero. Because like can't he like run back in time and like run through people and blow them up and shit?
The Flash?
Yeah.
Wait, what'd you
Yeah.
say?
Yeah, no, the Flash
I
could do
mean,
some
there are
fucked
like-
up shit if he wanted to.
There are definitely like Reddit like, oh, the one above all is actually the strongest in the Marvel. Like, it really
Yeah, but
cringes.
Flash is DC.
why.
But anyway,
This is why I enjoy like Daredevil, Batman, that kind of shit, where
they're
there
grounded.
isn't this
They're grounded,
like
yeah.
overarching like
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Well, technically-
it's in a more realistic world. That's why I also like Watchmen a lot. I'm a Watchmen shill. I fucking love Watchmen, dude.
Watchmen's cool.
I think
yeah,
Watchmen like does a great job of like kind of decompressing like the superhero genre and just kind of like creating this like
Okay.
if people actually tried to be superheroes, this is what would happen.
I
They'll
agree
all actually be
wholeheartedly.
kinda shit.
But can we all agree that that sex scene was way too long?
In the movie, yeah.
Yeah, it was
But it was
too
also
far, dude.
perfect. It was perfect.
It was
There was
too
no
much,
giant
dude.
squid monster from the comic or from the graphic. Sorry.
Well,
movie.
that's what it is. Is like that's always what holds it back. Is like the actually nerd emoji. Like, well, if you check the comments,
Well, no giant squid was in the movie, so kind of garbage.
yeah,
And then everybody's like, "Oh, the
that is
Watchmen
what's
series."
nice with the Batman, where they took the source material and they made a story that they wanted to make. Like they didn't follow the comics at all,
it was so
which is
good.
great. It was good.
Suicide Squad was good too. John Cena was actually good, which is fucked up because he shouldn't have been.
Yeah,
should've
he had
stopped.
no business.
John Cena is actually
But
shockingly.
I think
like,
Idris Elba can just save
intelligent
any
and
movie
solid.
though.
Yeah, and he
That's
supports China, so I support him. That's plus 1 million credit score.
All right.
That's right.
Anyway, guys, we literally have hit 1 hour half. We are
Let's wrap it
over.
up. Let's wrap it up.
On the next podcast, we will be discussing some sort of food shit because we love our food, and we've taken too long of a break from it. Thank you guys for watching. I know there's been a lot of lurkers on this stream, so thank you for listening. Even though our voices get annoying and cringy, and we just argue and yell over each other, but thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Cyclops, do you want to shill for your Twitch channel?
No one's gonna show up.
Okay,
It's all good, guys. Just click my name. I'll put a period in the chat. Click my name. Follow me.
Everybody already knows your link. It's
Yeah.
twitch.tv/cram-the-horse. Pop
Guys,
in whenever
Dude,
you want.
my favorite thing online is when I start just aggressively shit talking people in a game and say, "Oh yeah, feel free to talk to me at TTV Cram the Horse," and I link
I don't like that actually.
I link his Twitch every time. I just start shit talking people, and then they're like, "Haha, you play League, you fucking loser," and I'm like, "Yeah, I totally do."
Got him.
Actuality,
is
do you
a
have
cheap
anything else
player,
you
by
want
the
to
way.
plug?
Everyone, Amtrak train steak, kind of okay, kind of mid.
All right, it kind of hit.
but free if you know anything about Nigerian.
all you need to say is you have to learn a fucking.
You gotta know who
Nigerian
Akinjebe
football.
Ikubu is. If you know who Akinjebe Ikubu is, you can,
All right.
they might give you a
Yeah, I know
Nwanko canoe.
All right, guys. Cram, Cyclops, Actuality, on the count of 3. We'll say goodbye. 3, 2, 1. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.
I will fucking
Bye-bye.
find where you live.
Bye bye.